Hello and welcome. This is Heidi's Homemade and I'm Heidi, and this is Flosstube number 33. If you've never joined me before, this is a video all about cross-stitch, and yeah, so let's get into it. I'm still kind of on hold with the whole school thing, waiting for my demonstration teaching stuff to start. But I have been substitute teaching, and I'm actually getting ready to go and get set up with a couple other school districts so that I can possibly fill up my calendar a little bit more with substitute teaching. And actually kind of fingers crossed that I might get a long-term sub assignment that I might be able to use for my demonstration teaching and kind of kill two birds with one stone. But optimally, I just need to be working since I'm not going to school right now, and I need to get some funds set up so that when I am able to finish my school stuff, I will be okay. So that being said, I have not stitched as much as I normally do because I've been working and I've also been sick for the last few weeks, which is one of the reasons why this Flosstube is so much later than normal. I didn't want to do a video and I was like sneezing and blowing my nose the whole time. So there's that. Plus, I didn't really have a lot to show. I do have a lot to show today because it's been like a month since my last video. So that being said, I have, I have a finished item. I have several FFOs. I have several whips because it's been a while since I filmed. I do have some Stitchy kindness to share. I think I'm going to do a giveaway in there. And I will wrap up the video with some plans going forward, whatever those might be, and some of the recent Flosstubes that I've watched. I haven't watched a lot of Flosstube lately. I've been a little busy, so I haven't watched as much as I would normally. So I don't have any new Flosstubers that I've watched. So all the ones that I will have listed at the end of the video are ones that I have watched previously, and they're kind of my go-to ones that I watch a lot of. Not every single episode, but a lot of. Okay. Anyway, going forward, let's start with the one finished object. I have other ones that I finished during the time period, but they fall into the FFO category. So my one finished item is the Pumpkin Quakers from Hello by Liz Matthews. And I was able to show it to her at the attic. I was not able to get a decent screenshot of what it looked like before I finished it. My plan for this, and this is on My Vintage Needle Arts 18 count. I want to say it's on Cafe au Lait, but I might be wrong on the color. And it is the Forbidden Fiber Co. floss conversion, and I bought the floss and the pattern as a kit, and then I added the fabric. So my plan to finish this is I want to finish it as like a long pillow and have tassels on the ends, but we will see. I don't know. I need to find some fallish kind of fabric to put on the back of it, and then after that I'll figure out if I want to embellish it in any way. So that is the finish that I've been kind of waiting to show you guys. Okay, So, moving on to fully finished stuff. This one I have already given to my friend to put into a small exchange. And yeah, I'll just leave it at that. This one, and I'll put a screenshot up of what this looked like before. This is one that I started as a new start back in May. I did not get much done on it, and I went ahead and finished it and framed it for her to do a small exchange with. And this is what it looks like. This was Patriotic Pinky from Bendy Stitchy, and I had the pattern. There it is. Here it is. I did not do any of the extra flags. I just did the American flags on it. So that's what they look like. And it's in a little white frame. I think it came out really cute. So that was a finish and a fully finish. Then another fully finish that I did for a small exchange for myself with Stitching with Sandy. She hosts a small exchange every few months. Check out her channel. I do have it linked as one of my recently watched Flosstubes to find out more information. She talks about it whenever she's going to do one. So this is what I did for my small exchange, if you can see it. It is a Witchy Stitcher. I think this was actually a freebie from Witchy Stitcher. It came out really cute. I hand painted the little frame. It was a resin frame that one of my Stitchy friends had that she gave to me, and it was she had pre-painted it a base coat of white, so I painted it black, and I wanted that kind of gothic look to it. And then it's hard to tell in the picture, but there's a little bat right here in the corner, and then there's a little tombstone right there. So that was a start and a finish. Yeah, something like that. A start and a fully finish. Okay, moving on. My next one that I finished and fully finished is Away We Ride. And this one I did on 18 count haunted Picture This Plus, I think it is. And some of the calls for colors, and then some of my own floss conversions. And the glare is horrible. I apologize. It looks like the gray blends in, but it doesn't. It actually pops out pretty well. And the frame I picked up at Hobby Lobby, they were having a 50% off on their frames. So I ended up paying like $10 for this frame. It's an 11 by 14, so I thought that was a pretty good deal. And so yeah, the glare is horrible. So there's that one. That one I finished and then framed it. I think it came out pretty good. The color of the wood, I think, goes really well with the color of the pattern. So there's that one. Okay, so then I did a bit of thrifting and went to several local Goodwills the other day before I went to the library to do my stitching meetup. And I came across a couple frames that I thought worked well with some of my finished items. So the first one is this one. This is, I forget what it's called. It's from Forbidden Fiber Co. It was a donation project. The proceeds went to helping clean up after a tornado went through the area that Forbidden Fiber Co. is located. So, little thing on this, whatever. I thought that this frame looked really good with the colors on this. And it's an 8x10 frame. I didn't do anything to it except for clean the glass. So, yeah, exactly how it came, and it's got the kickstand on the back. That one. The next one that I framed up is another Forbidden Fiber Co. And this is to plant the garden, I think is what it's called. And I picked up the pattern and the floss as a kit at the attic. And, sorry, my dog is freaking out. And the fabric is My Vintage Needle Art Smoke, I believe, and it is 18 count. And I think the frame really looks good with it because it kind of matches kind of the colors of the greenhouse. And the last one that I picked up, total I paid $8 for these 3 frames. The last one I picked up was this one, and this is Raven Moon, I think is what it's called. This was from the Halloween, Just Cross Stitch Halloween 2022, I believe. And I did this one on My Vintage Needle Art. This is a 14 count, and it is on Black Magic. The glare is horrible, I'm sorry. And it's like a silver frame with like a hammered look. I'm still debating. I might decide to put a little bit of something, maybe some black or something on the frame, just to calm down the silver a little bit. I think it looks really good with the image, but I kind of want to see what it would look like if it had just a little bit of something. I don't know, maybe. A little bit more ambitious than I normally am. I think, maybe. So that is all I have for fully finishes. That's not too bad. That's 6 fully finishes. Okay, so before I do whips, let's do a giveaway. The last giveaway I did, nobody commented on the video, so the pattern that I was going to give away, I'm just going to put back into my stash and at some other point either do it myself or try giving it away again. So this time I'm going to give away another one of my project bags. So since Halloween is coming up and today happens to be Friday the 13th, I am going to give away one of my Halloween bags. And it's got a vintage Halloween on the back. So you will receive this. So, in your comments below, use the word Halloween. We'll make it easy. Just Halloween. Just make sure you spell it right. And you can get entered to win this project bag. I will do another video in 2 weeks. So the cutoff will be 2 weeks from today. So today is Friday 10/13/23, Friday the 13th. So that means that the drawing will be on a Friday the 27th, whenever I shoot my video. Unfortunately, I'm not able to tell you exactly when I will do the drawing because it depends on if I work that day or not. If I do not, it might be at lunchtime. If I do, it's probably going to be like 5 p.m. Arizona time. But yeah, so make sure that you leave me a comment below and say the word Halloween in your comment. And you may win this project bag. If you're interested in my project bags, I do have them on my Etsy shop, which I do have linked in the description box below. And I have other ones like this, and I think that's all I have left of Halloween project bags, but I have other ones also listed in my shop. All right, moving on. All right, let's go on to whips. Sorry, I keep looking down because I have a list of stuff, because I tend to forget what I'm doing. So let's move on to whips. And I will have in the description box below a list and who the designer is of all the whips I'm showing you. I will also post previous pictures, if I have them, of the whips that I have. So the first one up is going to be Hoot Magic by Mama Witch Stitcher. I started this one in May as one of my May new starts. This is what it looks like. I am doing it on navy, and I'm doing it on 18 counts. I picked this up and worked on it for like one night, and I shouldn't even say I worked on it for a night. I worked on it for probably 45 minutes. I did not work on it for very much time. I finished off a color, basically. And let me get that so you'll be able to see it. So this is what I have. So basically I finished off this light brown color that's in the owl and added his ears. So I didn't add a whole lot, but I did add some. So there's that. And this was just the other night, which is probably why I don't have a lot to show you, because I only worked on it once. And like I said, like 45 minutes. I'm not sure I like this fabric, honestly. I think that's one of the problems, and I think I'm using too big of a needle with the fabric, so I might do some adjusting before I stitch on it again. I don't think I'm going to change the fabric because I think it's more the needle than the fabric. Alright, so let me put that down there. Next up, I'll go with this one. And these aren't in any particular order. It just happens to be what I'm grabbing. So, next up is Bewitched by Autumn Lane Stitchery. And this one is one that I started last year in November. I know on my whip parade I told you exactly when I started, but I don't remember when. I know it was last year in November. And I didn't have much done. There will be a screenshot at some point during this to show you what I had done. So then this one I have to use a hoop with because the fabric is kind of flimsy. And I don't remember what fabric this is. But this is where I am now. I've actually put in quite a lot of work on this since the last time I showed it. The last time I showed it, and I know that I'm going to be putting in a screenshot. The last time I showed it, all I had was this part, like right here. And so I brought down more, added in the blue of the house, and added in all this blue. That took forever, by the way, guys. That's no joke in how many stitches that is. But that's the bottom, so then I can just work my way up. I think that was like the most intense part, is all that dark blue on the bottom. So we will see. But that one I've gotten quite a bit of work done on that one. I don't know. I don't have any plans to work on anything specific. I tend to kind of just grab what, like, speaks to me at the moment. So I'm not sure what I'll be working on next. I might continue working on some of the ones I've worked on recently, or I might totally change and start working on something else. I need to do another small for a small exchange, but I've got plenty of time to do it, so I'm not sure when I'm going to do that one and what it's going to be. It's a Christmas time exchange, so I don't know if I'm going to do a Christmas or if I'm going to do something else. I'm not sure. So the next one that I am going to show you, if I can get to it, is one of the Festive little Fobs. And if I can get the pattern here, it is the Christmas So it is the Festive Little Fobs Christmas Edition by Heartstring Samplery. I started this one in May for one of my May new starts, and I'm doing most of them. There's a couple that I'm not. I'm not doing the nativity one, and I think I decided not to do the reindeer. Something like that. I think I'm doing the trees. I don't know. I've done... Some of these are finished and some of them are not. This one is almost finished. It's just missing the little... there's like one little stitch on the end of each bell for like the... whatever that's called. The ringer part of the bell. I don't know. So there's that one. There's supposed to be like an initial inside there, and I'm not sure I'm going to do that. I think it looks cute by itself. Let's see. This one is the little cardinal, and that one's getting close to being done. This is an outline. I'm not really sure which one it is. I think it's one of the trees. Or it could be the reindeer. I'm not really sure. I'm not sure. I will know when I look at the pattern because of the colors, but this is one of the trees. And, oh, this is on 25-count natural Lugana, and it is 1/1. And this one. I'm not putting a before picture up of these because it's just too hard with all the different ones on it. This one is done. Little wreath. And this one is done. It's like a postage stamp. And I'm using the called for colors on these. Alright. That one. Eventually I'll do other ones in the series. I just didn't want to do a bunch of 1/1 all at the same time. Okay, next up is Yule Ball from Bendy Stitchy. I got this as a mystery box from Forbidden Fiber Co. a couple years ago. It was a Christmas, like, Advent type of box. So I do not have a finished picture that I can show you. I could probably look one up, though. The pattern is available. The pattern is available, but the colors are not the same. So this is the pattern that is available on 123 Stitch. But the colors are the Forbidden Fiber Co. colors. So the colors are not the same if you're looking for that color. And I was working on this at the September meetup of AZ Stitchers. And I'm sure I have put a screenshot up of what it looked like before, and this is what it looks like now. And this is on 18 count opalescent. It is a Forbidden Fiber Co. fabric, so I'm not really sure what the name of it is. And it is the Forbidden Fiber Co. flosses. And it is opalescent. It is very, very shiny. I don't know if the camera is doing justice to that. And I don't know if the camera is doing justice to the color. It's a very pinky kind of, there's like a little bit of blues and greens in it, but it's very pinky. So it's going to be super cute. I was very pleasantly surprised with the pattern. Sometimes doing a mystery thing, it doesn't work out in your favor, but I was pleasantly surprised with that one. Okay, next is going to be this one. This is another one that I started in May, and this one is Caterpillar Cross Stitches. It's one of their bi-monthly boxes, and this one was partnered with Barbara Anna Designs, Purrfect Posy, and this is where I am at currently. It's really hard to see the whites, but I've got half of the cat's face in, and I've got several of the flowers that are dispersed in there. I'm assuming the white will pop a little bit more once the blue goes in to kind of like counteract that, because it's like a neutral kind of natural color Ada, and this is 14 count Ada, and it's whatever came in the kit. I think they used Weigart. It doesn't say what the color of the fabric is. It's just, oh, sand. Sand is Weigart. But yeah, there's that. All right, next up, and I'm going to end up putting this in an actual project bag. This one is Bloom and Grow from Caterpillar Cross Stitch, and this is another one that I started in May. This one has become my blogging project, so you'll probably see this one pop up pretty frequently because I post on my blog every 3 weeks. So that means I have to have some stitches to show every 3 weeks. So I have worked on this quite a bit since the last time you saw it. And this is what I have so far. So I started on that center with the sunflowers and kind of worked off of that. Just kind of doing a color at a time, and however far it took me with that color from the strands that I cut. So there's that. So that one I will be stitching on fairly frequently until it is finished, because like I said, it is my blog project, and so it will get quite a bit of attention until it's done. There's that one. But yeah, I definitely need to put that in its own actual project bag. So this one I was worried that it wouldn't fit on the piece of fabric that I had cut for it, because the fabric that I got was not what the packaging said. I talked about it a lot during my whip parade. All I'll say is it was supposed to be 18 and it ended up being 14. So this is the Stitch Witch. I did measure my fabric, and I have not a lot, but I have like a ½ inch around the entire thing, so I'm going to proceed and finish it. It is on 14 count taupe from My Vintage Needle Art, and I'm using all the called for colors. So this is what I have currently. I have put 2 days, so, but not like a lot of time in those days, so I would say maybe 4 hours, between 4 and 6 hours, I would say, because like the length of a little bit of like a movie, maybe a little bit more each day. So I haven't done like a lot of time on it, but it's gotten some progress, because I did fully measure it, and it will still fit, and I will have just enough on the edges to do something with it. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but it is going to fit, so I am proceeding full steam ahead. And I really like that one, which is why I decided to start it in May. And it only has 6 colors, so there's not a lot of changing colors on that one. Alright, that is all of my whips. So, next up is going to be some stitchy kindness. So, I mentioned before that I did a small exchange with Stitching with Sandy that she does with her channel. So, I sent mine off, and I showed you that. This is what I got. And I got this actually really fast. It was like mid-September when I got it, and we didn't have to ship it until October 1st. And I shipped it October 1st, but it probably didn't, because that's when I dropped it off in the mailbox, but the 1st was on a Sunday. So I'm sure it probably didn't go out until the 2nd, but I'm sure she's gotten it by now. So this is what I got. And I got, it's so cute. It's simple and it's cute, and I love it. It's on, I don't even know what this is, this wood board thing, but it's really cute. It probably had something on it, or maybe not, I don't know. It could just be a little tray. And she sent the stand to go with it, so I didn't have to figure out what to do with it, so that's kind of awesome. I never remember to do anything like that unless I put a hanger on something. But it's so simple and sweet and cute. I love it. This one is from Deb. I'm not going to say her last name because I didn't ask if I could talk about it. So I'm just going to say it's from Deb. She sent me a couple of things to floss, some of those bulb safety pins, and some chocolate. And I'm just glad that we were going through a cooler spell, because receiving anything that has chocolate in the mail in Arizona can be sketchy. I'll just put it that way. But thankfully we were going through a bit of a cooler spell, so the chocolate did not melt. It was good. But yes, so this one I received from my exchange partner, from Sandy's exchange, from Sandy, Stitching with Sandy. Okay. It's so cute. It's so sweet. It's sitting on top of my little fireplace, my little electronic fireplace. next. I just like space. Okay. So the next thing I have is I got this little Halloween frill to go with Halloween Tiny Town from my stitching friend Melissa. If you're watching this, thank you. She got it for me for an early birthday present. I am so tempted to kit this up and stitch it like right now because it's Halloween and I have finished several things lately. I'm down to 29 whips. So, guys, I started 31 in May, and I'm down to 29 whips, and I had, I think, 25 before I started those 31. So, just do the math. I finished a lot of stuff. Anyway, I really want to start some new stuff, but I also am, like, on, like, a mission to get my whips down, so trying to condense space. So there's that. So yeah, so she got me that. When we were at the attic and met Liz Matthews and Elizabeth from Elizabeth Anakin Stitch. She picked that up for me, which was very nice of her, and I greatly appreciate it. So then, when I was at AZ Stitchers, they have like a one-day retreat. If you are interested in that, if you live in Arizona, check out 2 Eclectic Stitchers. They talk about it on their Flosstube. There's also a Facebook page that's AZ Stitchers that you can request to join, and you'll be able to find out when and where the next meetup will be. This time, I think there was probably, I would say probably about 30 people there. And it's basically like a one-day retreat. There's like a snack section. They do a freebie table and a brag table and stuff like that. We're going to do a smallest exchange at our December meetup. So, that being said, that's why I need to do a couple more songs. There was a lady that was giving some of her patterns away that she had finished or whatever. And there was several to choose from, and I did not want to be greedy, so I only took 2. And these are the 2 that I took. So, I picked up Teresa Koget's Hazel's Halloween Friends. This is actually my first Teresa Koget. I don't have any other Teresa Koget that I can think of in my stash. And this one is a fairly new one. This was 2021. But, excuse me, it is a witch, so of course I picked up this one. There was actually a couple different witch patterns that I was torn between, but I'm like, I think I like this one better. So that's the one I took. And then the other one that I picked up, which has been on my wish list, is The Raven's Reply from Luminous Cyber Arts. And I really, really want to do this one, like, now. I really, really want to break my don't start anything new. Because there's, like, 3 or 4 things that I really want to start. But I want to get down to 25, I think, before I start anything new that I'm not going to finish, like, right now. So, which kind of means that I could do Halloween Frill, because I could probably finish that in, like, one sitting, but I'm like, I really want to. But I'm trying to be good. So this is the other one that I picked up from that. So, other than getting a couple of my floss subscriptions, which I'm sure you guys have probably seen because everyone gets these. The Floss Fix and the Floss Frenzy. I've gotten a couple of these, so I'm not going to go into detail about that. But that is pretty much all that I've gotten as far as Stitchy Kindness or haul. So, plans. I plan on finishing some more stuff. So, I'm not sure what that's going to look like. I'm trying to downsize, and if you have noticed over here, there, I have some empty cubes behind me. Because I am downsizing, I recently got rid of all of my random yarn that I had. Because if you've watched my videos before, you know that almost a year ago, my storage unit that I had, the building caught on fire, and I lost everything that was in the storage unit, which happened to be a lot of my crafting stuff. So I had bits and pieces of stuff, and I've been kind of going through stuff, and I don't really want to keep stuff that I need to buy more stuff to be able to do stuff with, if that makes sense. So I recently got rid of all my yarn. I shouldn't say all my yarn. I did keep a few things because I have like this blanket behind me on my chair. This guy right here is a work in progress, and so I kept the yarn to finish that. Obviously, I'm not going to get rid of something that I'm actively working on. Well, I haven't actively worked on it for almost a year, but it is being worked on. So I have the yarn for that, and I have yarn for another throw that I am actively working on. I haven't touched it since I moved here, but I figured it's like halfway done. I might want to actually finish it, so I kept the yarn for that. But yeah, everything else I pretty much got rid of. I kept a couple of the fancy yarns that I came across, which wasn't many because most of them were put in my storage unit, so I lost all of my fancy yarns. I have, I think, 2 skeins of, well, more like hanks, I guess, of Forbidden Fiber Co. Yarns, and a couple of random ones that are like the fancier ones that I came across and decided to keep those for whatever reason. So yeah, let's see. I am, just working on finishing up some projects. I want to get down to 25 wicks. I'm at 29, so I think that's fairly doable. Yeah, I don't know which 4 will be the lucky ones to get finished next. I guess you'll have to watch my next episode to see what I finish next. But there's that. And recent Flosstubers that I have watched. Like I said earlier in my sorry, I'm trying to find my mouse without turning off my video. So, okay. All right. So my recent Flosstubes that I have watched are so I have watched if I keep repeating the same thing, maybe I'll find it faster. I have little notes like on my sticky notes, and I was trying to pull it up from behind the video that's filming. So the last 4 videos that I watched was It's Only Stitching, my friend Shelly, that is, we do the Zoom calls with Sandy on the 2nd and 4th Sunday of the month. If you're interested in that, look at Sandy's videos, and she talks about it. I also do a Zoom call every Thursday at 7 p.m. Arizona time, and I have that and I don't have the information linked, but if you message me with my information below, then I will send you the link for that. Let's see. I have watched Stitching with Sandy. I have watched Lala Dee's Stitches, and I have watched the Sunshine Stitchers. And like I said, those are ones I watch all the time. I don't necessarily watch all of the videos because I don't necessarily have time to do that. But I do watch a lot of the videos. So if you feel like watching any of them, they are linked below as well. And let's see, I think that is everything that I wanted to talk about. I'm looking around me to see if there's anything that I forgot to talk about. And I think that's everything. So, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.